Hey everybody, I'm Bobby Jo with Silco.
And I'm Dan with Silco.
Welcome to He Hunts,
She Cooks.
Today we're going to be working on a fun little recipe with chukar. It's a fun bird, I love it, Danny loves it, and we're going to hit this chukar with a little bit of an apricot glaze, and we're going to have some chilies in it, so it's going to be a little spicy, a little sweet, and we're going to also have some grilled apricot along with that, and we're going to serve it on a bed of salad greens. It's a fun one for summertime, it's nice and light, and I think you guys are going to love it. These birds are probably one of my favorites to cook on the grill. So let's get started.
All right, and I'm going to show you a technique how to butcher this little bird so that way it works really well on the grill. So we get started.
Yep.
All right.
So Danny's going to describe what he's going to do with the chukar to help it cook a little more evenly when we're on the grill. And while he's doing that, I'm going to work on the glaze. This glaze is so easy. It's just using preserves and a can of green chilies and some other little spices in here. So I'm going to get started on this.
Okay, and if you notice, our bird is still smiling at us. Reminds me of the Christmas story.
Christmas story.
So what we're going to do, using our outdoor edge knife, we're going to go ahead and just get rid of the neck on this. Just cut it right off. A little bit dramatic, but it gets the job done. Same thing with the, we still have the feet on it, so we're going to go ahead and take those off. Okay, one fell swoop and they're off.
You're so mean.
There we go.
I wasn't paying attention. I got jelly all over my stuff. See what happens when I'm watching you too long?
All right. So what we're going to do next is the cutting down through the backbone here. What we want to do is cut back through it so that way we're able to lay the bird out flat on the grill so that way all parts are grilled evenly. So I've got my outdoor edge kitchen shears. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Again, this is called spatchcocking. It's a great way to work on a game bird to get it flattened out so it works well on the grill. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut right up the backbone here. You can kind of cut through the center or towards the side. The bones on it are fairly easy to cut through, especially with a good set of kitchen shears. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, kind of clean it out a little bit, and then where it'll be is able to just lay it out just like that, and it'll be able to grill both sides.
Looks good.
All right. While I'm working on the next bird, Bobby's going to put together all the ingredients for today's dish.
So as I said, I'm using a little bit of apricot jam. Now if you want, you can use apricots or apple, peach preserves, it's fine. Any of those that you like is fine. So I've added some cardamom, some ginger, a little bit of ground mustard, and then I'm also going to add half a can of chili, so about 3.5 ounces in here. And what's going to do is give that spicy heat to it. And then the apricot preserves, a little bit of brown sugar are going to give that kind of sweetness to it. And then we've got some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper. Just raid your pantry, see what you got as far as spices go, and throw in there what you like. What we've also done is, the night before, we've actually marinated the chukar in a little bit of lemon juice, some white wine, a little bit of lemon verbena, some salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and we just threw those in overnight in the fridge to get them all nice and marinated. So it gets some of that flavor to pull into the birds.
All right, the birds are ready to go.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to flatten out really nicely on the grill. So what's next?
Okay, so all I have to do, as you can see, this is so fast. My glaze is done. And I'm going to pit these apricots just a little bit here. Take out the pit. And what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle some oil on them. A little bit of grapeseed oil is just fine. And a little bit of cardamom, some spices that you might like. I have what's also called forestberry spice, which is a really sweet spice from Australia. Now, if you don't have that, that's okay. Just use some cardamom, some cinnamon if you like. Anything like that you prefer. A little nutmeg is fine too. Just something that really complements the apricots nicely.
So the apricots, that's going to be really nice for a summertime meal.
Yeah, it's really light, and especially because we're going to throw it on a bed of salad greens. It makes it so light, and especially in the summertime, you don't want something too heavy. So this is just perfect for that. So I'm going to toss it with a little bit of my forestberry spice here. This is a very sweet spice. It's really mostly herbs mixed together, and it has a really great flavor. It's kind of like it's kind of like almost a passion fruit flavor. It's really fun and sweet, but like I said, if you don't have that, I'll take that, right?
Okay.
If you don't have that, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of pepper. Just a little bit.
Looks good.
A little bit, just a teeny bit of salt. Don't need much. Okay. This is it. This is really how fast this goes. So we'll see you outside at the grill.
All right, now we're out at the grill. Time to put the chuckers on. The grill is up to about 500 degrees, so let's put them on. All right, as I did the butchering technique that flattens them out, so they'll go on there nice and flat. All right, so I'm going to crank the heat up for just a little bit so we get a nice sear all over the chucker. And then what I'll do is I'll do that for a moment or two, flip it over, sear the other side, and then we'll move it off the heat so that way it can roast for about 6 to 8 minutes, somewhere around there. Okay, the chucker have been on there for about a minute, searing on the one side. I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. So see, it got nice and brown the way it should. And I want to turn the pretty much the skin side down now and let it get seared. So if you've noticed inside my grill, I've got some wood chips. That's going to add just a little bit of wood flavor, a little bit of smoky flavor to it while it's on the grill. Not quite like a smoker, but it's going to give it just a little bit of that taste of the wood chips. I actually have apple wood in there today. Okay, these have been on the grill for about 8 minutes. I've flipped them over once in between. I've also put the glaze on the underside here. I'm going to go ahead and flip these over and put the glaze on. Now what's going to happen is we'll probably get a little bit of a flare up because of the glaze. The sugar in it will usually cause it to burn. So this is why I don't put the glaze on until after it's done roasting. This way it doesn't burn on it too much. So I'm going to go ahead and coat this. All right, look how good that is. The outside of the birds have been seared very nicely, and this glaze is just going to sink right in, and it's going to add a really good flavor to these game birds. All right, it's time to take the chucker off the grill. The top side of it was glazed, and I let it roast for a few more minutes, and I think they're ready to go. So what I'm going to do is take our apricots, put them back in. That way we have these to serve with it. These are going to go really well with it, nicely roasted. All right, those are ready to go. Now we've got our chucker. Look at that. Oh, this is going to be delicious. So there we go. So they're ready. They've been on the grill just long enough. About 8 to 10 minutes is all it takes. And we'll go ahead inside and plate them. See you in there.
All right, you guys. Danny's brought these beautiful birds in. It's time to eat. Now I've made a little bit of a salad, some greens, a little feta, a little red onion. I'm going to top it with some sugared pecans, which he absolutely loves.
And this apricot glaze made a really nice caramel coating on this honey. It looks delicious.
It does. It really does. It looks really juicy. Like that sticky sweet. You know, I could just like stick them, pick them up with my hands and eat them.
All right.
So okay.
Can't wait to do it.
Give me mine.
All right.
He gives me the smaller one. I know, but that's okay.
Of course.
That's okay.
I get the big one.
The chef gets the bigger one, right? You're coconut.
That's right. So,
Okay. I hit it with a little bit of apricot. The apricot's tart. It's got a little bit of a smokiness to it. Works great with the apricot glaze. I love it.
caramelized nuts.
Good.
You know I love those.
I know you do. I hit them with a little sea salt too.
Makes a difference.
All right.
All right.
Say goodbye.
So, if you like this, go to HeHuntSheCooks.com.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. For this and other recipes, go to HeHuntsSheCooks.com.